It's late at night. You're sitting on your couch, lying on the floor. Maybe you're on a desk, it doesn't matter. But there you are, playing, either tinkering with redstone, breeding cows, building a house, whatever, when all of a sudden, a familiar tune rings out. One moment, you were filled with quiet, occasionally broken by Steve sprinting or mining for ores. The next, pure, unadulterated, calm. For the next couple of minutes, you sink deeper into your screen. Chopping wood feels oddly relaxing. The monotonous action you once dreaded becomes a source of happiness. Years down the line, you'll develop nostalgia for a time that has come to pass. Back when everything was easy. Back when it was simple. It's not an understatement to say that C418's influence on the Minecraft generation is huge. No one knew this back in 2009, but his music would become an integral aspect of the game, and one of gaming's most memorable soundtracks. But in recent years, new faces have come to orchestrate Minecraft's experience. Lena Rain, Kumi Tanioka, and Aaron Cherov have all created new music to coincide with the updates. But it's not the same, and things will never go back to how they once were. Some people welcome the new tracks, as they add a more formulaic and polished experience to the game, but others are quick to discard it as nothing more than wannabes. So today we'll be discussing how the game's soundtrack has changed over the years. We'll be dividing up the music into two distinct eras. The C418 era, which is from 2009 to 2018, and the modern era, which is from 2018 to the present. We'll dive into what each era does sonically to draw players in, and how it's reflected in the gameplay, along with some other tidbits that tie up the experience of Minecraft's musical identity. We've got 7 albums with around 5 hours of music, so without further ado, let's get right into it. To understand where the new music stands, we have to go back to where it all started. C418, also known as Daniel Rosenfeld, is a pretty small German composer that I think nobody's heard of. At the time, Minecraft was, and still very much is, a lonely game. Shocking discovery, I know. But this was true especially back when servers weren't as popular or even a main feature of the game. During this time, Rosenfeld, in all of his wackiness, decided to compose calming tracks for the game. And it has to do with his influences. Aphex Twin and Eric Satier's more ambient music is meant to be immersive. They aren't fighting for your attention like, let's say, a guitar on Doom, or as high energy as Pokemon battle themes. Fan-favorite tracks like Minecraft and Mice on Venus give this nostalgic air of a time that has long passed. They manage to create somewhat mundane moments into memorable experiences. 1 minute you're creating a base, but once that music starts, it turns a quiet moment into a memorable experience. And you feel different, as if the world is meditating on your presence. Most of us have a rough understanding of how the game selects tracks. Minecraft's music doesn't really play on a regular schedule. Instead, it uses random timers and long intervals where the game usually takes around 10 to 20 minutes and plays a random track. Once it's finished, the game will wait another 10 to 20 minutes. Rinse repeat, and you've got a general idea of how the logic behind the game works. It's not a bad assumption, but there are more variables at play here. For starters, the game checks where you're located, whether it's the overworld, the nether, or in the end. If you're in the overworld, songs played are usually from Minecraft Volume Alpha. You can expect your typical calm songs like Hackstrom, Subwoofer Lullaby, or Clark. Tracks that emphasize exploration and relaxation. At the nether, darker and more epic songs fill the air, like the eerie concrete halls. Part of the reason I describe Minecraft as a lonely game is because the tracks from its first album, they have this calm air, but that's also somehow somber and a little bit lonely in its presentation. My favorite track, Dry Hands, starts up with a pretty weird and ominous sound before it settles down with this piano that, and if I'm being abstract here, sounds like it wants somebody to come back. Feels like a mother yearning for her son, or a conversation left unfinished.
Maybe I'm just tripping balls, but hey, I'm working with Minecraft music, okay? It's not exactly pop.
Now it's moods like this, coupled with a low-fidelity recording done on purpose, that makes us feel nostalgic for these tracks by design. Even by themselves, without the context of the game, they feel like an old memory, rather than a professional studio track. It's kind of like looking at old pictures. They just capture something that paintings or realistic photographers don't capture. While Volume Alpha's tracks are calming and minimalistic, Volume Beta introduces darker and more cinematic music. Like holy cow, man, when I'm in the nether and that voxel drops, the deep drones and echoes just make me feel unwelcome, but halfway through the track it just gets those feels with the piano and the strings. It's as if the world is chanting a hymn, with a build-up, until it quiets down into the unknown and the obscure. Volume Beta reflects growth and a willingness to experiment by C418, along with the need to orchestrate tracks for La Nether and the End, which are places hostile to the player.
All in all, C418's music isn't just ambience, it's memories, loneliness, and calmness. It made a Minecraft world feel like it's your world, regardless of whether there's any people in it or not. Subscribe.
Now, starting with version 1.16, Minecraft's soundscape would begin to change as Lena Raine became one of the first new composers to work on the game. Raine was previously known in the gaming community for her work on another indie game, Celeste, where she used an ample array of instruments to create an ambient and electronic feel that ushers players to keep moving towards the summit of the game's self-titled mountain. Oof, that was a mouthful. Oh, it's clear to me that she was more than capable of taking up the mantle to compose for Minecraft, and she came just at the right time, as new biomes were slowly being introduced, and with them, a new musical direction.
The music logic had to be slightly shifted from C418's era, so now, many of the newer songs will only play in certain biomes.
That it can end up making tracks that are more tailor-made to their environments. Take for instance Ancestry, a sinister, brooding track that follows you as you explore the deep dark. A biome which demands caution and silence. And honestly, this highlights what I think is the biggest difference between the two eras. C418's music just felt detached, not in a bad way, but in that dreamlike observer kind of way. The game was watching you from a distance, letting you feel things on your own terms. The modern tracks are more direct. They react to where you are and what you're doing. They're more cinematic and more intentional. And depending on who you ask, that's either a step forward or a step too far. Another difference is that the modern tracks are way higher definition than C418's tracks. There's this discrepancy between the previous nostalgia-bait songs to a more refined sound. For example, when I hear Wending play when I'm walking through snowy peaks or jagged cliffs, I am struck by how high quality it sounds, no doubt. It's beautiful, but it doesn't really sneak up on you. It kind of feels like a score cue announcing its place in your adventure. Kumi Tanioka, a Japanese composer that's worked on the game, leans harder into what C418 tried to capture. Her most popular song, Comforting Memories, to me sounds like the most Minecraft song in recent memory. But that's because Minecraft is different for everyone. We can't expect everyone to have the same mental image of the game. I don't believe that we as a community should feel divided by these songs. We all love the same game. Some of us just have a different impression of it due to its long-running success and change.
Think about it, we grow up with the game and we eventually start going to college, we get a job, we get married, and we even have children. And by the time we get back to the game, it might not be the same as what it was before. But this isn't a bad thing. When something loses its shine, something else will usually reignite your passion. It's just the way life works. Things change, and you have to be willing to let change you. So this debate isn't really about which Minecraft music is better, or heck, which Minecraft era is better. It's about the Minecraft you enjoy and the Minecraft you remember. For older players, yeah, the new music might feel a little bit too cinematic and on the nose, but to newer players, this is the soundtrack to their adventures and experiences in the game. It's a generational shift that just proves how big Minecraft's impact and its music has been in all of us. So, is the newer music better than the previous one? I don't know. You be the judge. Guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to join my lovely garden. Okay, I put a lot of effort into these videos and I need to feed my little gremlin. Cameraman, hey, I need to feed these guys, okay? You might think like, oh, liking and subscribing doesn't do anything, but bro, it helps out the channel a lot, okay? Thanks a lot for the support we've been having, guys. We've been growing up pretty quickly and I hope we can keep doing videos and I hope I can keep reaching out to you and make videos that you love. See you later.